There were some big moves in the market today, guys. Stay tuned to find out how I made $2,000 in less than 2 hours. Let's go. So 100 pips caught on gold for 2 lots, $2,000, and this is how I did it. So we're on the gold chart over here. And it's very important to note, yesterday there was CPI news that came out. For those who don't know what CPI is, CPI stands for the Consumer Price Index, and it's usually a measure of inflation based on certain prices of goods and services for consumers. So that data came out yesterday, and that came out as expected. Now, from my experience in the markets, when news comes out as expected, you need to be very careful in that type of environment. It adds more confusion to the market. So traders don't know where to go, really. It takes some time before they actually make up their mind and decide on a direction to move forward in. So that being said, I did not take a trade during CPI news. However, the following day, today, PPI news came out, which is the Producer Price Index, and that's also a measure of inflation. And those numbers came lower than expected. As a result, there was dollar weakness in the DXY, and on the other hand, brought much strength when it came to gold. So now, knowing that this news release came out, you want to watch the charts on how you should best approach this trade. So this is what I saw. First and foremost, it's very important to note that on my chart right now, I have marked out my levels of support and resistance. Certain major levels of support and resistance, whether it be support and resistance on a daily level or support and resistance on a 4-hour or 1-hour level. So those are marked off right now. And what I've seen from my personal analysis, I've been saying for weeks to members in my Telegram group that I could see gold coming back up here to this level of resistance. And this is when gold was all the way down here. But when we broke this level of resistance over here, the upside definitely looked good for gold. So this is where we are, and this is where we were during news. So during news, it took a look at where price was. And what I wanted to see in order for me to feel comfortable taking the trade was, first and foremost, I want to see this level of resistance starting from the left-hand side. This level of resistance, I want to see it broken, first and foremost. So this level of resistance over here, I had set my alert, and I wanted to see that break first, okay? So step one is complete. The level of resistance was broken on this candle over here. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to enter on a retest, okay? Now, being that this is news, normally I would look at my retest around the 30-minute, sometimes the 15-minute, but because this is news, I knew the retest would happen a lot quicker than usual. That being said, I took a look at the 5-minute to take a look at when price would actually retest. That being said, price retested right over here and then saw it as an opportunity to take my buy. Took my buy around 1688-ish, okay? And exited around 1929. So if you take a look, 1929 was about right over here. You could say that was a perfect exit before we had a little bit more of a retracement. But that was the move for news today. Now, it's also important to note how well this lines up with structure, okay? From the time we took off from this point over here, this level of support, we have had beautiful structure. And if you just follow through with proper market structure and how it should be aligned, then you would see plenty of opportunities here. Now, if we follow, we have a retest after that impulsive move. We had our continuation to the upside, okay? We continued going up, and then we had a couple more retests over here, okay? So a couple more retests over here happened, and then again, another big impulsive move to the upside before we got our final retest, and news pushed this to the upside again. So again, this move is bullish, and when you're trading, guys, it's very important to note that if there's no reason for you to think that a reversal is coming, meaning I don't see a level of resistance necessarily to the left that I should be worried about, or if the candlestick structure is not even showing you any types of reversal patterns, then you should continue on with that bullish bias, continue on with whatever bias that the market is giving you. So that being said, we're gonna continue on with this bullish bias, and at the moment we are looking at price currently using previous resistance as current support. So now we're going to take a look to see if this level of support is going to hold. If it does not hold, then the next level is going to be over here. And if that doesn't hold, then we may be going further down. Before we get down to this level, all the way down here, price can possibly settle in this area right over here. Okay, now we need to watch, and we need to find out when the retest is over or when it's a safe time to enter. Now, there are a couple of ways we can do this. Some people like to use Fibonacci, some people like to use MACD. Personally, for me, I like to see major areas of support and resistance break. I will use Fibonacci from time to time, but ultimately I want to see these areas break. So what do I mean? I want to see us get past this next high before I feel comfortable for a solid buy, okay? However, if we are getting volume, if we are getting a volume push and we get past this area, there are two scalping opportunities. So currently right now where price is at, if price continues to settle at this level of support, then we can scalp that up to this level over here to match the previous resistance to the left. And if that breaks, there's another scalping opportunity ultimately to the high that was just created for the day, okay? So now that being said, if that high breaks, then now let's look further to the left to see where our next area of resistance may be. Okay, our next area of resistance is all the way up here in the 1950s region. So there is plenty of room to go up. This is a trade not only for scalpers, but also for even swing traders, intraday. This is a great opportunity to make tons of money. We're gonna see how it reacts, obviously, as it approaches this level, the 1950s area. However, if gold were to break through this level of resistance over here, then more than likely, I would say we are going to revisit the 2000 area, because that would be the next level of resistance up here. Okay, if we look up here around the 1980s, that last wick hit 2000, that's gonna be the next target long term when we talk about where gold is going. But these are the things we should be looking out for. But also follow market structure, guys. It's a beautiful thing when market structure lines up with news. And again, it gives you more opportunities to make more and more money, all right? So let's keep watching the markets. Let's continue to stick to our plans. Whether you are a swing trader, a breakout trader, whether your trades are more structural, whatever it is, stick to your plan. There's opportunity all over the market, not only on gold, but all over the market for you to make tons and tons of money, all right? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, Jordan Maestro, peace.